Hallo, Anni. Willkommen zur 8. Folge, die Excavation of Barrow. Wir begegnen heute einer Ziege. Ich habe noch niemand gesehen, der so viel Angst vor Ziegen hat wie diese hübsche Traummaschine. Und ich wünsche euch viel Spaß mit der Folge. Bitte habt keine Angst vor Ziegen. Die sind harmlos, selbst die Schwarzen. Alles nur Hogwash. Ja, wir wissen ja, dass die Leute hier ziemlich Probleme haben mit ihren Ländereien.
Sacks of they've all. The produce is not mine to take. A jolly-looking fellow. He'd make a fine snake oil salesman.
Wir fragen ihn mal aus, den Apfelverkäufer.
Freshly picked apples, miss. Would you like to try one on the house like?
Wir essen!
Please.
Wir
Here you are,
essen!
miss.
The apple looks somewhat rotten. It's riddled with holes. Good day.
How did...
I'm afraid it...
Hey up. That's slander, that is. Don't you be going around telling folk I'm handing out rotten apples.
Ja gut, ist aber rotting. War da nicht eben so eine Frau? In so einem Maid-Kostüm? Ja. Okay, das ist... Oh mein Gott, wie ist das denn hier aus? Vegetables?
Various chards and beets.
Dann haben wir
She is
Herbs.
selling various herbs. Some familiar looking, some not. A
Meat.
decent selection of cuts and sausages.
Also sie hat bis jetzt die beste Auswahl.
Tins of corned beef. Ghastly.
Corned Beef ist gar nicht so schlecht.
The box is full of various sprouts and onions. Nothing particularly tempting.
Und sie ist...
She looks rather grumpy.
Wusste ich's doch. Die sind alle irgendwie schlecht gelaunt in dieser Stadt.
Good day.
Fresh produce.
What have you got for sale?
I'm selling meat, vegetables, and all sorts of herbs and things.
Vielen Dank.
You're welcome to have a gander.
I'll be sure to browse.
Wir fragen mal nach Milch.
Do you have any milk for
Danke,
sale?
vielen Dank.
Not today, sorry.
Bandun.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss.
Terra! Okay, wir terraren unseren Weg mal da hinten hin zu diesem komischen... Oh, der ist weg. Okay. Da waren wir ja schon. Ich gehe mal da hinten hin. Oh, Exkremente.
Fresh and steamy. Delightful. I believe a horse to be the culprit. I certainly don't wish to touch it.
Warum nicht? Oh,
I
Horsey.
don't wish to... Sturdy-looking barrels. No... A fine specimen. She's well looked after. Horsehair would make fine bowstring. She almost took my head off.
Selbst dran schuld. Wir haben einen verrotteten Apfel.
The apple looks somewhat rotten.
Alter.
Hey girl, would you like an apple? She is completely indifferent. Perhaps the apple is too spoiled for her liking.
Ja,
No, that's not it.
wir könnten ihn aufschneiden. Innen drin ist der bestimmt nicht so eklig. Wir gehen mal rein.
Joe, perhaps you've had enough sugar?
Don't you start and all.
How many more sugar cubes is he going to add to his tea? He'll have no teeth left by the end of the day.
Alter.
The enigmatic Mr. Leonard Shoulder. He looks somewhat frail.
Wir fragen
Hello?
ihn mal.
Oh, aye, she's back again. Can't a man drink his tea in peace?
Nö.
There's nought for you here, lass.
Horrible man.
Alter.
How many more sugar cubes is he going to add to his tea? He'll have no teeth left by the end of the day.
Der wird halt sterben, ist egal. Der will's doch. Der ist da hinten. Wer ist das?
He appears to be lost in deep thought. Hello there.
Yes.
Oh, endlich mal jemand, der uns spricht.
My name is
Der uns
Thomas
spricht, der
Senior.
uns
What's
anspricht.
yours?
Ted Cross.
Hallo, Mr.
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise.
Wer ist
Are you a
das?
local, Mr. Cross?
Oh no, I'm just passing through. I'm a musician. Just myself, me guitar and me horse.
Wir fragen mal nach deiner
Are you a
Musik.
travelling musician?
Erstmal einschleimen.
I've been playing a new song tonight. I've just finished the lyrics.
What's it about?
You'll have to come listen.
Okay, was weißt du über Bewley?
What do you make of Bewley?
Can't say that I know much about this place. I don't usually travel this far south.
I see.
Brauchen das Pferd. Also wir brauchen
Is
ein
that your
Haar.
horse stationed in the alley?
Aye. Thistlecrack is her name.
That's an unusual name for a horse.
Aye, it was what she were called when I bought her. Glutton would be a better name. She likes her treats. But it feels wrong to change it.
Thank you for your time.
Zucker.
Make sure you watch
Pferde
my
mögen
performance later,
Zucker.
won't you?
I'll try.
You found old Leonard, I see.
Yes, finally. What do you know of Mother Mildred?
I'll tell you what I know about Mother Mildred.
Die
She
Bubble.
wants locking up.
How
So
so?
Bubble.
She owes me a small fortune on her tab from years ago. Do remind her next time you see her, won't you?
I'd rather not get involved, if you don't mind.
Be careful who you trust, Miss Bateman.
Ich weiß nicht, ob ich ihm
Who
trauen
is
soll.
Miss Tompkins?
A housemaid in the employ of Panswick Manor. She comes by to pick up his lordship's weekly paper.
I'm surprised newspapers are available in Bewley.
Aye, his lordship gets what he wants.
Lord
Lord
Panswick.
Panswick likes to keep up with affairs from outside of Bewley.
Aye, he has many interests around the country.
What sort of interests?
His lordship's affairs are his own business.
Aha.
Does the name Saxnot mean
Wir fragen ihn
anything
jetzt
to
komplett
you?
Oh,
aus.
No, I can't say it does.
Was mit deinem
I've had some
Vater?
rather unbelievable news, Stanley.
Oh?
Ah, jetzt erzählt sie ihm alles, was passiert ist.
Remarkable.
Quite the coincidence, is it not?
Remarkable. Just remarkable.
Do you recall my father from back then?
Was ist, wenn er damit
I'm
was zu
afraid
tun
not.
hat?
Those were my droving days, you see. I didn't spend much time in Bewley.
Droving
But an
days.
interesting turn of events nonetheless.
Wie
Do you
den
have any
Leuten, die
fresh
wir
milk
mögen,
going,
passiert
Sir?
irgendwas.
Sorry, lass. I've none at all.
Never mind.
Zum Beispiel
Goodbye.
hier.
See you soon.
Hier sind die seltsamsten Orte.
I have nothing else.
Wir brauchen Zucker. Teapot, Sugar Cubes.
My mother has a similar one. I prefer my tea hot and fresh. A heap of glistening sugar cubes.
Hands off me, sugar!
I think this is supposed to be for all the patrons, sir.
I said hands off!
Come on, Joe. Be nice to our visitors.
Ha! This place has gone to buggery.
Ein Zucker, Alter.
The en-
Wir reden ihn mal an.
Hello again, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman,
Trink ein bisschen langsamer, Alter.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sure the locals have filled you in already, lass.
Less.
You cut quite the mysterious figure. Most had little to say.
It's true, I do tend to
Ihr
keep my
seid die
head
süßesten
down.
Nüsschen. Ich
When
mag euch
one
alle.
gets to my age, one grows very comfortable in one's home.
Ihr seid alle
I like the
knuddelig.
isolation of the moors. I wouldn't change it for anything.
I take it you don't get many visitors.
Oh no, nobody bothers me. That's the perk of living so far out, huh? Just me and me hens.
Stimmt, die
I
Hühner.
used to come into Bewley more often, back before my health went to buggery.
Stimmt, der hat auch so eine Illness.
If you don't mind me asking, what is the nature of your ongoing illness?
Oh, just the ravages of age.
Na gut, der
Getting
ist
off
echt
this
nicht der
bench will
Jüngste.
be a small battle in itself. Something you won't need to worry about for many a year, Miss Bateman.
Growing old is a blessing and a curse. And what of your recent fever?
An ordeal it were. So much tossing and turning.
Ich trau ihm nicht so.
But I'm right as rain now, especially after a mug of ale. Don't worry about me.
Ganz ehrlich, ist das nicht gruselig, wenn man älter wird und merkt, dass das Gehirn noch fit ist, aber der Körper nicht mehr? Ich finde das gruselig, alt werden. Ich muss weitermachen. Saxnot.
What else can you tell me about this Saxnot?
Try not to worry yourself too much with these old stories. Leave those to the locals, Miss Bateman.
Batman.
Have others spoken of goblins appearing in their dreams?
A dream is a dream, that is all. They merely make for good stories.
Vielleicht ist er wirklich
I know.
normal.
But to answer your question, no, not to my knowledge.
Is there anything else I should know about Hobbs Barrow, Mr. Shoulder?
Jetzt haben wir ihn endlich
lass.
gefunden.
I'm certain we will know
der
a
war
lot
nachts
more about
unterwegs,
him by this time
100%.
tomorrow.
I hope so. Do you think of Bewley?
Whilst one could consider the villages to be rather unenlightened,
Also.
this place has its charm.
Der hat gerade gesagt, dass die
Market's
Leute
in
dumm
town
sind.
today. You can see that folk want fun out here.
I know where I can find a Scotch egg, that's for certain.
Do treat yourself to one. You'll not taste better.
What do you think of Charles Bryden?
He is a decent man. It must have been hard for him after that terrible business with his brother.
Oh, der Arme.
Without a doubt. I must say I had assumed you had at least spoken to him about my visit.
Sorry, lass. I had no intention of giving you the runaround. Again, I can only apologize.
Puh.
What do you make of Lord
Wir
Panswick?
fragen ihn aus.
His lordship is an important man in Bewley, as I'm sure you have gathered. His family has commanded much respect here for many generations.
Do you respect him as a leader?
I do. He wants the best for the village. Without his influence, the railway line would have never come through here.
Does he want more visitors?
Aye, I believe so. He has great ambitions for Bewley and wants to share them with the world.
Oh ja, die Plans.
What are Lord Panswick's plans for Bewley?
He's rebuilding an old chapel on his estate. He seeks to bring God back to these lands.
But what of St. Edmunds?
Ich wollte gerade
I
sagen.
think Father Roach might argue God has never left.
Indeed. Let's leave such arguments to them, shall we?
Ja, das war ja das, was ich gefragt habe. Ich glaube, der will einen anderen Gott dahin bringen. Das ist echt
What do
gruselig.
you make of Mildred Walker?
Who?
I believe she's also known as Mother Mildred.
Oh, we used to get about when we were children. Our paths have not crossed in a long while.
Wir fragen jetzt mal nach.
Mr. Bryden has given me permission to excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Marvelous. I'm sorry you've had to sort all this out in my absence.
Ich träume immer
When
noch
do
nicht.
we start?
Tomorrow, I hope. But first I need to recruit some locals to assist with the dig. It's too much work for me to do on my own.
I see. Bewley has its fair share of strapping young lads. You'll find assistance, Miss Bateman.
Strapping young
What
lads,
else can
huh?
you tell me about the previous excavation?
I think I covered it earlier, Miss Bateman. As you yourself said, it were a time of superstitious hysteria.
Weiß nicht, ob das superstitious
What
war,
was it
mein
like
Freund.
living in that period of hysteria?
I kept to myself. It didn't really affect me. My hens stayed healthy and their eggs kept me well fed. If one can keep a level head in such situations, one can get by.
Indeed.
Ah, die Hühner.
Is there anything else I should be
Hühnerliebe,
aware of
Chicken
before my own
Love.
excavation? No other ghouls I should be worried about?
You know the answer to that. The corruption in that soil were all in the minds of men.
Thank you for your time.
Aye, Miss Bateman. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Wo ist der Sugar Cube? Futter essen.
Here, girl. Eat this. Good girl. Hopefully that's gained some trust between us. I can't rip the hair from her tail with my bare hands.
Wir haben doch das Messer. Oh. Use knife with horse, liebe Leute. Wir benutzen das Knife mit dem Horse.
I've managed to cut off a few lengthy strands.
Gut, jetzt haben wir Pferdehaare und jetzt müssen wir nur noch, wir machen das jetzt zuerst. Wir gehen jetzt in den Wald. Nochmal. Hallo, liebe Leute.
Wochen pies!
Moonboys. Moonboys. Da ist das Raisin. Da gehen wir mal mit dem Messer abraisin. Oh, es hat funktioniert.
I've collected some waxy resin.
So, wir verbinden jetzt das und das. Ey, wir verbinden.
There we are. This should make sufficient bowstring now.
Und jetzt... Jetzt haben wir endlich diesen
I've done it.
Bow.
The bowstring seems to hold on sufficiently.
Da ist sie.
The scruffy young girl has a wild look in her eyes. Look what I have for you.
Danke für nichts. Cool. Da ist sie wieder, dieses Violett. Sie, glaube ich, sieht wieder ein Flashback. Sie ist ohnmächtig.
My head is spinning. What happened?
Dieses Violett schon wieder. Habt ihr das gesehen?
Where did she go? The girl left her fiddle behind.
Okay. Das verstehe ich aber nicht, weil...
I'll take it with me in case I see her again. I want to understand what just happened.
Okay, ist ein Milch finden. Fresh Milk. Die Ziege, liebe Leute. Es ist Zeit für die Ziege. Oh nein.
What do you want?
Alter,
Do you
was
have
denn
any
ihr
fresh
wollt?
milk going spare?
If you can get any milk out of old Eunice, you're welcome to it.
Eunice?
Me goat. Good luck.
Wie er rückwärts diese Tür reingeht, das war ja voll creepy einfach. Okay, Eunice. Hallo, Eunice. Mag sie vielleicht den Apple?
Hey girl, would you like an apple? The grumpy thing isn't interested.
Was hat sie? Soll ich für sie spielen? Warte, wir spielen jetzt für sie.
I should leave the goat alone.
Nein, das sollst du nicht.
Well,
Not yet.
come on. You can use me bucket.
So, hier, Miss
All
Goat.
right, we are doing this.
We are milking. Die Kuh, die Kuh, die Ziege. Sie hat immer mehr Flashbacks.
I'm not sure what that was. I don't know what's happening to me. All this superstitious nonsense must be getting to my head.
Ja, haben wir jetzt Milch?
I'm not going near that thing again.
Wir brauchen Milch.
Well, did you get any milk out of her?
I tried and failed miserably.
Komm schon.
She's a temperamental beast.
Sie ist eine
Perhaps
Ziege.
you could milk her for me?
I'd like to help you, lass, but I've just had a flare-up in me joints. I worked myself too hard this morning. I couldn't bend down to save myself.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Oh ne, wir müssen zu.
My wife would say I'm beyond any help. I'm certain of that. But if you know of any remedies for aching joints, please send them my way.
Jetzt müssen wir
See
zu
what I
dieser
can do,
Mother
Mr. Bryden.
Mildred.
I'm going to rest for a while. Ta-ra now.
Wie er wieder rückwärts reingeht. Wir gehen zu Mildred Walkers Cottage und... Ach, die Nüsschen. Oh ne, ist jetzt wieder ein Flashback.
Daddy, I have something for you. I do hope you remember it. I've taken great care of it.
Oh, sie ist größer, sie ist ein Teenie.
I'll fetch it for you now, all right? I think Daddy looks a little better today. Of course, it might just be wishful thinking. I have a
Great.
surprise for Daddy.
Daddy.
Daddy, you must remember
Oh,
this.
ich krieg Gänsehaut.
The day that started it all. It's the
Wer
red
war?
one you buried in the garden for me.
Oh, sie hat die Vase. Shelves.
Mother took away all the knickknacks that used to sit on these shelves. The pot might look nicer a little closer to the light
Oh,
anyway.
was ist denn los?
Perfect. It will catch the light from your lamp so nicely. Now I must tell you about my visit to Pallinghurst. I found an arrowhead.
Sie hat bestimmt
Good
was.
day.
Danke.
Yes?
Milk.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
No, sorry.
Not to worry. Do you know of any remedies for aching joints?
You're too young to be suffering from this, surely.
It's for someone else, Mr. Bryden.
Yes, yes. I'm just the poultice.
Capital. May I have some?
I don't have the ingredients, I'm afraid.
Apropos.
What do you need to make it?
It's a simple blend made of natural elements.
elderflower and flirtwort. I can make the
Flirtwort.
poultice for you if you bring me these things. Then it just needs to be applied directly to the joints. That should ease his burden.
Thank you. Where can I find some
Ich glaube, da wäre
flirtwort?
ich wirklich eingegangen.
Flirtwort is not commonly found around Bewley. It's a perennial shrub that bears small white flowers. You might find some growing out on moors. if
Ja,
you're
ich weiß, wo
lucky.
die Blumen sind.
Thank you.
Und
Where can I
Elderflower.
find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long since gone. Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elderflowers are small, white, and grow in clumps on the elder shrub. Elder shrubs can grow in all
Okay.
shapes and sizes. Just look out for the clumps of tiny white flowers.
Okay, wir werden jetzt diese Pflanzen suchen. Ich glaube, ich weiß, wo die sind. Der ist weg. Shrub. Wir haben einen Shrub gefunden.
This looks like it might be elderflower.
Elderflower.
I'll take some.
Okay. Und in einem Garten. Oh, hallo.
Excuse me, Miss Bateman. I'm in something of a hurry. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. Which work is that quote from?
Romeo and Juliet. Oh, he's gone.
Der macht mir Angst. Da ist jemand. The plants.
The flowers have long since dried out.
Basket.
This must belong to Mrs. de Plancy. That's not mine to interfere with.
Good day to you, pet.
Hello, Mrs. de
Oh, sie
Plancy.
nennt uns immer noch
If
Pet.
you're looking for Father Roach, he won't be back until tomorrow.
Where is Father Roach?
You might have noticed the good father has a green thumb. He's gone to visit his friend in the countryside to purchase some seedlings for his tower garden.
The Tower Garden.
Where is Father Roach's tower
Da
garden?
müssen wir hin.
Why, on top of St. Edmund's, of course. He's got a
Danke, dass du
lovely
jetzt da
collection
bist.
of cuttings up there. You'll have to ask him to show you.
Mr. Nutskill
It does
Gaming,
sound rather
dankeschön.
pleasant. It's a shame he's not around.
Well, he does have a spare key for the tower door somewhere.
Do you know where Father Roach keeps his spare key?
No, that's his business. If I did know, I'd fetch it myself and take you up there.
Not to worry.
I do recall him saying he hid it outside somewhere, for safekeeping, like. Were it in the graveyard? Oh, I don't know. Best wait till he gets back, pet.
Romeo und Juliet. Das war bestimmt ein Hinweis.
Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
Is that a village near Erdlaw?
No, never mind.
Ah,
These
Boxpiers.
box pews are most unusual. I've never seen any quite so tall.
We Bewley folk like our privacy. Many of the pews are owned by individual families.
Some might accuse you of hiding secrets.
Now, pet.
I jest.
At my age, it's hard to climb in and out of them. I'd rather stand.
Found out my father visited Bewley some 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
Bateman. William Bateman. I remember a William Baldwin. He were a right miserable sod.
My father was only in Bewley briefly, from what I understand. I'm trying to piece together what he was doing here.
You'll have to ask him. I don't recall anyone of that name.
What do you make of these stones?
Fühle ich
They
genau.
are not
Fühle ich
Christian.
genauso.
I'm certain of that.
I agree. Much older, I feel.
Older than Christianity? Oh, the youth of today.
Was ist denn ihr dir
Do you
los?
have any fresh milk going spare?
I don't, pet.
Not to worry. My father took part in an excavation at Hobbs Barrow. Do you recall the excavation?
I concern myself only with matters related to the church.
Ach, sie schon wieder.
I'm sorry I can't be more helpful.
Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
Wir brauchen diesen Schlüssel.
In memory of Romeo Hegg, dearly missed by his beloved Juliet.
Wir werden die jetzt aufmachen.
There's a key tree behind here. This has to be Father Roach's spare.
Ich habe genau das gleiche gemacht wie die ganze Zeit. Das habe ich anders gemacht. Ich verstehe nicht, was anders gelaufen ist. Wir gehen jetzt mal da rein.
Wild garlic, fennel,
Wisst ihr, wie klein das ist?
borage. Quite the collection.
Hier, kann ich das da nehmen?
Father Roach has amassed quite the collection here. I don't wish to disturb it. A small label on the pot reads Flirtwort. This is just what I need.
Ja, endlich, wir kommen weiter. Jetzt macht sie den Kier einfach wieder zurück.
There. I hope that stays on.
Na gut, ne, wir gehen jetzt mal nochmal zur Oma und machen jetzt dieses Ailment für den armen Mr. Bryden.
Good day.
Yes?
Some elderflowers here.
Dabei ist es,
Show me.
ne? Aber ich muss sagen,
Oh,
ich glaube,
no,
da wo
this
ich
is not
wohne... Ah ja,
elderflower.
siehst du?
It's cowbane.
Oh.
An easy mistake to make. The two look very similar.
Oh,
It's safe to eat, as long as you're not a cow. Very toxic to cattle.
where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long since gone. Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elderflowers, elder
Hä?
shrub.
I think I have some flirtwort here.
Show me. Aye, that's flirtwort, all right.
Zumindest haben wir das.
Let me know when you found some elderflower too.
Farewell.